that's the way we're kicking off the Pozo Training Diaries this episode. Who were those two riders? You might think they are new to the sport. You know, maybe it's their first time in Pozo. No, that was Marino Gill and Liam Dunkerbeck. Check it again. This is so insane. Was there any injuries? Well, check out Dunkerbeck's foot. Yeah, Liam Dunkerbeck, for people who don't know, is the son of Bjorn Dunkerbeck. Yes, Marino Gill coming the other way. I spoke to him afterwards. They said, well, Liam said he got this gust from the north and it kind of pushed him up. And Marino was coming in. Man, that's just such a massive crash. He has been sailing since then, and he looks like he is okay, but a little bit of a scare and a bit of a warning to you guys. Take care out there. It is dangerous stuff. And talking of dangerous stuff, the women have been dropping like flies. Yeah, look at this. She's got a par. Oh, that is a golf ball.
It's me and my golf ball.
That is Jesus. In this light, you can't even see it.
You can see it in the profile.
No, you can see it. I'm the Eggman. That is Lena Erpenstein, obviously winning in Chile, top of the game. Took a massive crash yesterday in the waves, and she
broke a mask with my forehead.
Did you break?
It's broken.
Jesus. I think it's getting worse.
Yeah.
Even as we're standing here.
Yeah, it's actually still swelling up. I think tomorrow I'll have a football here.
Jesus, that looks insanely bad. Yeah. With her head. With her head. And you're thinking, no, that can't be right. Look at the size of that. Oh my God. I'm laughing because she was laughing. But I mean, that is some serious strong head. That's a seriously strong head. She has been ripping though. She looks in good form. She's been tearing it up, even though she is difficult to spot on those camouflaged sails. But yeah, that was a nasty crash. And we've got to update you because there is some serious news about Riccardo Campello. He is not in a good way. For those of you who don't know, didn't have a sail sponsor coming into this competition, and he's been testing out all the different sails, all 4 meter sails, and just going on them day after day. So as far as my memory serves me correctly, he's been on the Severn already. We covered that in the first videos. He's been on the Goya. Then he went on the Duotone. I don't actually have much footage of him on the Duotone. I just caught the end of his session. So he's been on the Duotone. He then went on the Simmer, which was 2 days ago, end of the day. I've got a bit of footage from that. He's actually sailing pretty good, which obviously I'm a Simmer rider. So I was like, yeah, he looks actually pretty good on them. And then the next day, which was yesterday, I think he went on the GA sail for a short amount of time. And then he ended up on Marino Gill's Neil Pride. Yes. So he has been testing out all these things. And the rumor is he's going to make a video and he's going to tell his thoughts. I was like, man, it's, you know, small industry. Are you going to, he's like, I don't care. I'm going to say exactly what I felt from each sail, which is super interesting. Does it have, does it change your opinion of sails if he comes out and says he doesn't like your sail? It might be an interesting one because I have spoke to him. There's some interesting thoughts on some brands, and I think it would be a video that would get some serious views. But he has been in a bad way because he's had some pretty bad crashes. You know, he's going on different sails with different feels, different pulls. So he's took a few beatings, but look what's happened to his body. Oh, he's got lumps all over it. Okay, it's the padding of the wetsuit, but I was looking at it the other day, I thought, my God, he's come out in hives. He's all over the place, but he has been taking a beating. That is a padded wetsuit. But the question is still to be asked. What sail brand will he end up with in the competition? I definitely know now. It's super clear. I've actually spoke to the brand as well. And it's the information is out there. I think you can work it out. If you look at his past history, he might have been on this brand before. Yes, answers in the comments below. That unveil is coming very soon, no doubt about it. If you haven't already told, we got no wind in Pozo today. That doesn't mean there's no wind on the island. The wind has gone a bit more north, I think it is. So Ojos and places further north will be windy at the moment, but the surf has been cranking. Seen Moritz Mount go out there on his stand-up paddles, a few surfers out there. Looks like maybe the Japanese crew. Speaking of Japanese crew, those boys have been going mental. Yes. They are so good to watch. I was going to do a video, but I'm not sure if it was politically correct. I'm not really up on this, and I was going to call it like kamikaze or something like this, and I thought, well, might not do that. But then I saw Hayata, which is the younger brother of Takara Ishii, and he's on the beach the other day. He's got some new boards outside. He says, hey, Ben, check this out. I'm like, yeah, what's this? And then he shows me this. In half, totally snapped in half, but he's got the word kamikaze written on the top. So I'm like, well, there we go. That's it. I mean, the guys go mental. All the Japanese crew, they're lunatics. They're absolutely lunatics. Whoa. Oh, it's amazing. Like, I'm sure they could have their own Windsurfing.TV channel in Japanese. I have primed them saying, come on, let's do a Japanese version. But the boys are absolutely sending it. Obviously, Takuma, Takara, we've got Rui, and there's too many to mention. I think even Takuma's brother's here. So those boys are absolutely going crazy. Another one who has definitely stepped up the level this year, Tommy, yes, the Israeli, was on RD, he's now switched to 0.7 sails and future flyboards. He's been absolutely sending it. Check out the doubles. Whoa. Yes, mate, yes. I tell you, the young crew are pushing harder than ever. I have to say it. They are going crazy. There's going to be some dangerous heats out there this year in the World Cup. There's no easy heats. And, you know, when you've got these loose cannons just throwing down some big moves like this, these are moves that can move and change heats. This has been possible before, but I believe, just watching the practice, that this is happening more and more. And Tom Air is definitely pushing harder than ever. Another guy's pushing super hard, Miguel Chapuis. Man, I started the video the other day with him doing a double and landing back in the wave. Yes! He said he actually landed, his eyes were sort of half shut and he was still moving. He's like, oh my God, I've landed planing. And then he worked out he was back on the wave. But he has been busting out some sick doubles, as well as some, you know, all other moves. The guy has got, you know, really good techers. He's actually lost his sponsorship, or I think he was dropped by Neil Pride JP end of last year. And we thought maybe that could be, you know, a downward spiral. When you lose a big sponsor like that, it can be quite hard to take mentally. But he's back on the horse. He's signed up with North Sails Flicker boards, and he looks more driven than I've seen him. I saw him in Chile, he was looking good, and he's looking really good here in Pozo. He's good on starboard tack as well. So Miguel Chapuis is looking super on it right now. Who else is looking on it? Antoine Albert, you know, lots of problems in New Caledonia at the moment, managed to get out. He said it was pretty tricky actually, but he's here in Pozo. And watching him the other day, he was on a mission, you know, some big wave moves. Saw him land a back loop back in the wave. I filmed it terribly because it was on the pre-record, but he's claiming it, so I bet he hasn't landed many of those back loops back in the wave, and that was actually after pulling off a move before that. So that was kind of a complete wave. Also been thrown down, you know, other wave moves, plus I think I've seen some doubles and all sorts of stuff. I think last year, Alfie caught him doing like a back loop off a wave and landing back in front of the wave and sailing away. I mean, that is insane.
Good. Another good one I want to talk to. I've never seen it ever before, but you, man, landed the biggest back loop back on the wave I've ever seen. Not intentional, I guess.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. I thought you were going to start riding and then claim it was a wave.
Yeah, I tried, but it's still a bit of port tack anyway, even if it's super onshore. But yeah, I was surprised myself. Like, when I was in the air, I saw the landing. I was like on the white water. So I said, okay, let's try to plant it, and it happened. So
I mean, that is insane. Obviously, we've got to mention, you know, Brazinho, I mean, he's been absolutely smashing it. I'm going to do a full feature on him because he deserves his own feature, but obviously he's here. Obviously he's been smashing out the moves. I don't think we need to talk too much about that, but I think he deserves his own section, that is for sure. Who else? Well, everyone. Like, pick new head judge for the Waves, you know, taken over from Duncan Coombs. And he was here the other day on the beach and just happened to be where I was filming. And he sent the boys out and he's trialing some new format. Well, not new format, but basically how it works in the PWA is there's 6 judges. This is roughly speaking, 6 judges, 4 people on the water, and it's man on man. So you judge, 3 judges judge one side, you know, 1-on-1, and 3 judges judge the other side, jumps and rides. But he was trialing 6 panel judges, 3 judging just jumps and 3 judging just waves. The theory being you can have 4 guys on the water and 2 advance. So then it helps the seeding. It's saying maybe it's fairer for the lesser seeded guy. You know, maybe they've got better level than the mid-seeded guys, but the guy there against the top seed is more difficult. And that could be a whole new interesting thing. So he sent the guys out in the water. Obviously it went from not busy to super busy, and there was just fireworks going off everywhere. Yeah, everywhere you looked. I literally was just moving the camera around and there was a you know, doubles, back loops, wave moves, just getting fired out left, right and center. I mean, and this went on for like half an hour. It was like 2 15-minute heats trying to pick out the guys in between the crowd. It was absolutely bonkers to be there and just see, you know, Costa was out there. Antoine Martin has just turned up. Yeah, so I mean, he was out there as well. I mean, pretty much the who's who was out there just busting out. Victor Fernandez is out there, obviously, you know, and all this was happening and they were trying to work out if it was possible to do it. The outcome being, they think it's possible. That's not an official call, but that could happen in the World Cup. We could be having 4-man heats like we see in Maui when there's wave riding only, because they judge wave riding only. So he's like, well, if we can judge wave riding only, surely we can judge jumping only as well with 2 panels. It's interesting. Yes, it is very interesting. I did hear bad news about Justina Schneider. I haven't heard the extent of her injuries, but apparently I heard she was crawling up the beach the other day. She went to hospital getting her foot checked out. So we'll wait to hear the news on that. But from the videos I've seen, she has been busting out the moves and looks in really good form. Sarah Kita is obviously here. Oda Johanna. Again, I haven't seen much of them on the water. I've kind of been out of sync with the women. So, but obviously more on those guys as we get closer to the event. We've also got to speak about Slalom X. Yes, Slalom X is coming to Pozo. There won't be any foil racing here. It'll be fin racing. We could see some jumps. We could see wave slalom. We're going to see action for sure. So we're going to be covering that in future episodes. Not many slalom riders have turned up yet, but I have a feeling this is the time where they will start coming out. I've probably got lots more to talk about, but there's lots more days to come and I'll save it for future videos. Actually, no, we've got to talk about the OGs of Pozo. Look at these OGs. Yes, in their natural habitat in front of Pozo wins. Yes, these guys come every year. 66, I think in 68, still going strong. And they go, Ben, you always have us outside Pozo wins having a coffee, having a beer. I did get a bit of a walk up the beach, yes, out there, just having it. This is 3-3 weather, full power. The boys are still going for it. Also bumped into a few guys that have been on the clinic before. They weren't shaping up too good. Yeah, this is Maro. Check out those hands. Yeah, it is hard work in Pozo. You know, an hour's sailing in Pozo, you know you have been sailing. But if you are coming to Pozo wins is definitely the shop. Again, they hire the gear. They've got all the top stuff racked out. Just check out the selection. Check it out. I mean, it's like a candy shop. You come here, you can test out all the gear. So yeah, if you are coming to Pozo, give those guys a call. They've also got accommodation and all other stuff. Plus, they've got a little cafe outside the shop. It's a good social affair, that's for sure. I'm actually usually staying upstairs, not in the pimp apartments that Pozo wins have. Yeah, one day I'm going to be in those, but anyway, that's it. So yeah, I think that's it. Is that it for Pozo? I've got to leave you with one massive crash. Yes, that's the sort of stuff that is going down in Pozo right now. And if you are enjoying this content and you want to chip in some beer money like this legend, Baltasar Muller, yes, Bals Muller chipped in 50 quid beer money. I've made it. I've made it. I've hit the heights. If you couldn't like Bals Muller enough, I mean, I like him even more now. He's always been a legend in my eyes, but now he's chipped in the beer money. He makes the lead of legends. And a few of you boys at home have chipped in new members out there. So massive thanks to you guys, whichever side you are. And for obviously all the continued beer money members. You guys are making this channel happen. It's pretty much community driven. Obviously, a few of the nicer brands out there. Not all the brands are supporting us, but a few of them out there see the vision. We're trying to pump up the windsurfing community. Keep you boys fueled with windsurfing action. Let you know what's going on around the world. So maybe support the brands that support the channel, because they are genuinely not doing it just for pure advertising. We don't do that on the channel. We just promote windsurfing. So that's how it goes. All right, stay tuned. We're coming back with more videos.